Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If you're brand new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also make sure to like and comment on this video. This one's a little bit heartbreaking for me, but nonetheless, it is a reaction video. It is from Star Wars Theories channel, and it is the news that unfortunately, the man has lived a very long, illustrious life and career. It makes sense, it had to come one day, but it is the news that James Earl Jones is officially retiring as being the voice for Darth Vader. This is very upsetting and, very sad news for all of us Star Wars fans. James Earl Jones is iconic as Darth Vader. Like, there will never be another. But, how old is he? Isn't he like 80 something or 90 something years old? Like, the man has lived a long life. So it's understandable. It's just heartbreaking nonetheless. But yeah, dang it. I'm sure. I'm sure maybe they'll like how they do in many things nowadays. Like they'll probably just take bits and pieces, like what they did with Don Rickles when Don Rickles passed away, and they were filming Toy Story 4, which I was so excited for Toy Story 4, and then I saw it and I was like, what? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I did not like. I think I was on board with Toy Story 4 until I saw the ending, and then I was like, oh, why? Why did it go that way? Why was it like that? I was so upset when I got out of the movie theaters because I was so excited for Toy Story 4. And everyone was like, what? It was perfect the way it ended. And it was perfect the way it ended with Toy Story 3. But I was like, sure, Toy Story 4, if it's going to have like a really original, like cool new story, like seeing our old pals again, perfect. And then I was watching Toy Story 4. I was okay with it. It didn't bother me that much. And then we got to the end and I was like, oh no. Oh, you've made a mistake. No, go back. Let's just pretend this didn't even happen. Let's just pretend Toy Story 4 didn't even come out. It was bad. It was bad, but yeah, they used, since Don Rickles passed away before Toy Story 4 was made, they just used bits and pieces of his audio from the previous 3 films, and then they just made dialogue for him in the fourth movie, which was very beautiful. So I'm assuming that, I guess, moving forward with Darth Vader, because Star Wars ain't going nowhere, so I'm assuming they're just going to, they're going to move around his voice digitally and just like, make it, or they just hire somebody. There's a lot of people who are just born with very similar gifts to our favorite artists. Maybe there's somebody out there who's got a James Earl Jones, Darth Vader-esque voice. And maybe just give somebody else, the new opportunity. Pass the baton on to the next Darth Vader voice. I mean, how many Mickey Mouses are there nowadays? OG was Walt Disney. From there on out, nobody's digitally added Mickey's voice to like new series and stuff like that. They just keep hiring more like new actors. So I feel like that's eventually what they should do with this Darth Vader. Somebody in the world has a James Earl Jones-esque voice. I'm pretty sure they could hire, somebody else to carry on the legacy of Darth Vader. But nonetheless, let's go check out Star Wars Theories videos and what news he has or what information he has to share with us about this news. So guys, here we go.
Hey, if you would like to support the fan film, consider becoming a join member for 99 cents a month for tons of exclusive
Make sure to join his
content.
channel. He's
hey guys,
making
today
amazing fan
is
film.
a very big day and a very sad day for Star Wars fans, as James Earl Jones officially retires as the voice of Darth Vader. So Vanity Fair has brought word that James Earl Jones has signed over his voice rights as Star Wars' Darth Vader, officially retiring from the role. Now, a lot of you might say, how does one sign their voice over if they're retiring? Well, if you didn't know, I believe in Obi-Wan Kenobi, it was actually a AI technology that was doing Vader's voice, just like Luke's voice was done in AI, and I believe it was The Mandalorian as well as Book of Boba Fett. So now with this technology, much like deepfake, they can essentially make any character come back in any sort of age or form. The rights to the role now sit with Lucasfilm and Ukrainian AI audio company Respeecher, who previously worked on the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Despite his retirement from the role, both studios still reportedly discuss their plans for Vader with Jones and heed his advice on how to stay on the right course. And this, of course, is something super important because the voice of Vader is more than just having this very sweet, deep baritone voice that James Earl Jones has. There's a very special cadence to it, which, just like the way he walks, there's a very special way in which David Prowse would walk, which I don't feel they've kept the same in Rogue One and Kenobi. However, the voice has been pretty on point, of course, with Rogue One actually being James Earl Jones' voice. I found his voice in Rogue One to be a little bit off in some parts, and it could be partially because he's so much older now compared to when he did, A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi, and, even Revenge of the Sith for those few lines. But now it won't really matter because he has signed his voice over anyway. So now the rights to his voice means that they must have paid him a big amount of cash to use his voice whenever or wherever they see fit for Darth Vader. Now, obviously, we're talking about this Respeecher AI technology that they're using that they've perfected, I believe, for his voice. Many audiences have already been wondering the extent of Jones' future in the Star Wars franchise as Vader after Obi-Wan Kenobi, in which he was credited for providing his voice for the character. Given his age, the lack of audible differences in the Disney Plus show from his original work and Respeecher being credited for undisclosed work, some have speculated that Jones didn't actually provide his voice for the series of Kenobi, but rather the AI studio put together his dialogue in the episodes. Others have speculated that Hayden Christensen ultimately provided the voice of Darth Vader through a modulator that allowed him to sound like Jones's iconic
Which would have
voice,
made sense too.
which would be pretty sweet. But I think there was the Respeecher technology used. Though the new deal doesn't give any specific answers for these questions, it should come as bittersweet news for the franchise fans to learn of James Earl Jones officially retiring as Star Wars Darth Vader. However, with the note that the Oscar winner is still kept in the know for plans for the character. It does appear that the Sith Lord's time is nowhere near at an end in the franchise, an idea already speculated with Hayden Christensen's reported return in Ahsoka. In the meantime, audiences can celebrate Jones' time in the role with the Star Wars franchise, available to stream on Disney+. Lucasfilm sound editor Matthew Wood told Variety that during the recording sessions for Rise of Skywalker, Jones approached him to question how he could wind down from voicing the character. Now, if you don't know who Matthew Wood is, he is like the sound engineer of Lucasfilm. He's also the voice of General Grievous and many of the battle droids in the Clone Wars in live action and animated. He had mentioned he was looking into winding down this particular character. So how do we move forward? It was in this moment when Wood introduced him to Respeecher, an AI software they tried in the past to emulate his voice as a younger Vader. This led the actor to sign the rights to his voice so that the team could use it moving forward. Still, Jones served as an acting consultant during post-production of Obi-Wan Kenobi so the team could nail the performance. So this was used for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Interesting. What are your thoughts about this? Can Vader be the same now that James Earl Jones is not directly voicing him? So let me tell you my only concerns. And first of all, I want to give a very happy send-off to James Earl Jones for his retirement. Now, he has obviously a very unique voice as Mufasa, as Darth Vader, and many more. Yeah. And he's definitely put in his time. Now, I believe he's like 90 years old or something like that. I think so too. And I'm pretty sure he just wants to chill out. And, he doesn't want to be like Clint Eastwood, who's still like acting in heavy roles and all this stuff. Yeah. So obviously he is the most iconic character in the world. He has voiced literally the coolest character in cinema history for over 40 years. Yes, and now that he's signed over the rights to his voice, he will continue to live on forever as Darth Vader. Long after he's gone, long after I'm gone and you are gone, they'll just keep making Darth Vader forever, and this will be the voice of Vader for many, many years to come. So my only concern with this going forwards is how they actually will incorporate this Respeecher technology. I mean, in Obi-Wan Kenobi, it sounded fine. But then, there are those moments where it does sound a little bit odd, not for Darth Vader specifically because he's more of a robot, his voice is, but with Luke in the Book of Boba Fett, there were certain moments where it was like, it kind of sounded like a synthesizer, like something was just off, something was mechanical, something was fake. So I think with Darth Vader, they'll be absolutely fine because it's supposed to sound synthetic and robotic. Yeah. But when it comes to an organic human voice, I believe there will be more fine-tuning that needs to be done. However, with Vader, we're good to go forever. This Respeecher technology is pretty interesting. I don't think it's something where you type something in. It's actually another person speaking the lines. and then
Yeah.
Reese Beecher, I believe, goes in and actually modulates that organic voice that was recorded. So it would be the same as like me hitting this button
And saying, Luke, I am your father.
something like that, and it would just automatically shift the voice and change it into Darth Vader's voice in James Earl Jones's tone. You know, I'm a firm believer that music really makes the movie, and without music, Star Wars wouldn't be what it is today. John Williams changed the face of the game when it came to movies and when it came to Star
Yes, he
Wars.
did.
Now, with
Yes, he
Darth
did.
Vader, there's no difference.
And Harry Potter,
If we
too.
had someone else's voice, sure, that's all we would know, but it wouldn't be as epic as it is today. I don't think there's a single voice on this planet that would have encapsulated Darth Vader in a voice better than James Earl Jones. And
Yeah.
I think he was the man for the job. You know, I believe sometimes in fate, being in the right place at the right time, and, you know, all of your triumphs and tribulations and your falls in life lead you to certain doors. It eventually led to different paths that he would take through life, and one of those paths led to Darth Vader. And we got the most iconic voice for Darth Vader, for the coolest character out there,
Yeah.
and I couldn't be more happy. So thank you, James Earl Jones, for everything that you've done as Darth Vader. I will cherish the autographed poster that I have of you, the picture that I have of you. So here it is. This is something that I hold as a very prized possession. This is signed by both Dave Prowse and James Earl Jones. And I got
Wow.
this many years ago, and
That's amazing.
It means more now than it ever did, because
Yeah.
our boy isn't going to be doing Vader organically anymore. It's now all going to be synthetic. It's going to be the real deal. It's going to be actually synthetic, just like Vader's voice is. If you didn't know, Anakin's voice in the suit is actually reduced to a whisper. So when he burned on Mustafar, everything was burned. His trachea, his lungs, his eyes, everything. And his voice box was completely destroyed. So when he speaks, there's a tube that actually goes down his throat and serves as a voice box, and has like a microphone in it where it synthesizes his voice. So really, he's actually like this. Joey, as friends.
Yeah.
But it just, you know, gets synthesized, and so it sounds.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
So that's a little unknown fact about Vader. If you haven't seen the video that I did, or actually you could just read Dark Lord, The Rise of Darth Vader, as well as the Revenge of the Sith novel by Matthew Stover. Those will have a plethora of information regarding Vader and all of his injuries that he sustained. So I also did a few videos in the a few thousand videos in the past regarding Vader's injuries. So if you want to check that out, all of Vader's injuries, it's a video I did a while ago, like 5 years ago, and it's a pretty popular one. There's a lot of good information from it. It comes from those books. So check those out if you want. Thank you, James Earl Jones. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. And yeah, everyone show him some love in the comments or on his social media. And I wish him all the best, and I thank him for everything that he's done for us as Star Wars fans and movie enthusiasts. And of course, as the voice of Mufasa. Thanks for watching today's vid. Check me out on Spotify for exclusive content daily. And I will see you all in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. It's good to send him a proper send off. The man has been working for 40 years. It's okay. He probably could have stopped a couple of years ago. He probably could have stopped maybe 10 years earlier and enjoyed his old age with his family and just like living his best life. He's paid his dues. He's good. But it's also a really beautiful thing when an actor just wants to, keep working. Listen, you're blessed to be doing what you love to do every single day. And there are some people who literally want to do it until like their last dying breath. So, I mean, that's literally me. I love anything and everything that I do so much that I would do it until the end of time, because it's very motivating and it's very fulfilling and satisfying, and it just fills you with so much purpose, and it's just wonderful. But yeah, he definitely deserves a proper great send off. I agree with Theory. We should flood his social media with just love and gratitude and just so much appreciation for his work over the years, from Mufasa to Darth Vader. He deserves it. He deserves it. And yeah, I honestly, I agree with that. Like it's Darth Vader is already a synthetic robotic voice, so that one is not as difficult as like say Luke, who needed to be, you know, created as a younger version, a young Mark Hamill, and his voice needed to fit that. I guess which they did it through, I guess, re-speecher or however they did it. I haven't seen Mandalorian yet, so I haven't seen that. I know of its existence because I've seen many clips, but I haven't watched the Mandalorian, so I don't know it in its full entirety. But for this one, it's pretty easy. Anybody can just sort of have a similar kind of voice or metallic voice, and then they just add the Darth Vader mod over it, and then it's good to go. So that one's not as difficult to replace. But yeah, it's sad news, but it's life. So it's one of those, you know don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened type of situation. So we had James Earl Jones for 40 years playing such iconic characters, one of them being Darth Vader. We've enjoyed it, we've loved it, we've appreciated it. We're filled with immense gratitude. Now it's his time. He said goodbye to it. He's parted ways. He's doing his own thing. He's going off to enjoy the rest of his remaining years. And as well as he should, he will forever be, he will forever go down as an icon and a legend, and his work will forever live on, and it will forever live on for generations to come. So much love and appreciation to you, James Earl Jones. Happy send off. Thank you for all the wonderful years, wonderful films. Thank you for gifting us with your voice, and I hope that you enjoy, I hope you enjoy your final years, just living your very best life. Absolutely. So guys, thank you so much for watching my reaction video. If you enjoyed, please leave a comment and a like down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Make sure to flood James Earl Jones with a lot of love on his social media if he has social media, and make sure to give him a proper send off. And again, if you enjoyed my video, make sure to subscribe down below for more awesome content from me. And guys, without further ado, I will see you next time for the next new video. Bye guys. May the force be with us all.